Hi, welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, April the 13th. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and operator with Vantage Markets. Well, recession talk has returned. Then why markets are shrugging? After the first few months of the year that weren't nearly as painful as feared, talk of recession is in the air again. The Federal Reserve, moving on from talking up the possibility of a soft landing after aggressive interest rates increases, now says a mild recession is likely by the end of the year. The International Monetary Fund's Director of Research, Pierre Oliver Gorichas, reports that the fog around the world economic outlook has thickened. Gathering for its annual meeting in Washington this week, the IMF expects global growth to slow significantly. Inflation at around 5% is clearly on its way down, but is also still too strong. The Fed will probably deliver another hike in May. That was enough to throw some gloom over stocks on Wednesday as traders decided that even though the inflation news was okay, the economic outlook isn't great. Now, if that's not enough, last month's scare in the banking sector is still casting a shadow. JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon says it is a weight on the scales in favor of recession. Berkshire Hathaway's Warren Buffett says the turmoil isn't over, though he's willing to bet big that no depositor will lose money in the next year. However, there are plenty of silver linings in the storm clouds ahead. The IMF's forecasts, while downbeat, are nevertheless significantly better than they were in October. The Fed will still sees the economy as being strong enough to cope with higher rates. There's not much talk of cutting just yet. Stocks are up on the year. Investors like Buffett are still trying to buy good companies at a decent price. For all the talk about a looming recession, traders aren't interpreting it as a strong sell signal. Not just yet. And that brings us to our market fluctuation for today. In front of it, we have the Nasdaq. So we see how the Nasdaq has opened with a smile, with a gap up. It is actually trading in yesterday's session, trading range session. So will we see a continuation of this movement to the upside when the market opens? I'm thinking that the market is going to be just muted for now. It's going to be a very calm day in the markets. The RSI is above the market right now, so that acts as a dynamic resistance for it. So be on the lookout for that. The RSI is far from being overbought. So if we do see a rally to the upside, we most likely will revisit yesterday's high and then take out and then come out to take out the high of April 4th. So that will be the upside scenario. The down scenario will be obviously trading lower, closing this gap. Uh, See if we do find some participants around this level of 12,900. And if not, then we're going to be looking to revisit or to come back to March 29th or even as low as March 28th. But I'm just thinking this is going to be one of those days that the market is going to trade sideways, most likely. I could be wrong. Then we have the S&P, which in this case, the moving average of 11 periods is below the market, acting as a dynamic support. So the outcome will be that it also opened up with a gap up. It is trading also in the mid-range of yesterday's trading session. So will we see a continuation to the upside movement? What we're gonna come and see if we can first revisit the high of April 11th, okay, so that we can come and see if we can revisit yesterday's high. That's up to upward momentum. The RSI is further away from being overbought, so that could be a nice scenario. On the downside, closing the gap, breaking or trading below the moving average, and then come and see if we find some support at 4100. Okay. Then we have the Dow, which has been traded nicely to the upside. So fourth session to the upside. So let's see. Today will be no excuse. No, no excuse for that. Okay. So let's see. I will assume that the Dow could potentially do come and trade above our resistance level, revisiting yesterday's high. The RSI is further away from being overbought. Then we have crude oil. Crude oil really is looking to stay steadily hold around $83. We will see an upward momentum towards 84. The RSI is right on the borderline of being overbought, so that is playing as a perhaps as a dynamic resistance level for the crude oil WTI contract. So let's see if that will be the case. We've had a nice movement on here. Uh, Anything higher obviously puts pressure on the Fed's job for inflation. So let's see if the case for crude oil to be steadily around 83 or even come down to $82 could be the marker. Which if we use the Fibonacci retracement tool, taking this low, taking this high, that 38% marker is right around that 80, 81, 89. I'm saying $82, but some shy. So around that area, we could find perhaps some support if we do happen to continue to trade lower. But I am bullish on crude oil. Then we have Nat Gas. Nat Gas is really in a very, very, very tight range. It's basically a 20 cents range. So this is really just, pinball action. So I'm out of Nat Gas. However, gold. Gold has been making higher highs. It opened with a gap, okay, to the upside. I'm placing 2078 as our all-time high. Let's see if that could be reached. The RSI, however, is almost hopping into the overbought territory. So 2050 will be my initial target. I am long gold. Silver. I talked about silver at the beginning of the week, saying that there's going to be good opportunities in silver. I had 25.50 as my target. It has been met and beyond. Now I'm looking at $26 to be that target. But however, the RSI is trading above the 75 within inside the RSI, which tells me this is barely or really strongly overbought. So at any moment we could probably see a profit taken and bringing the price of silver down to perhaps 25.50 and then making another attempt to the upside. Then we have here what is copper. Copper really has made nice movement to the upside, making higher highs, higher lows consecutively, consistently. Open up with a gap up. Would it come down and close that gap? That could probably won't be the case. But the this high of March 24th is the one that is being targeted. RSI is far away from being overbought, so that could be a nice scenario. But we could probably be seeing some profit taking in this at this moment. Then we have Bitcoin, who's steadily looking to stay above 30,000 or around that area. It'll be a tight range for Bitcoin. I'm not trading Bitcoin. Then we have the currencies. The euro is looking to stay above 110. And that could be easily a range, but we have to see if the dollar index will help it. Then we have the RSI that is almost getting into being overbought, but it's still the 110,800 is a nice target. Then we have the pound that the gap that it opened up today, it kind of barely almost closed it. It is retracing now. RSI is far away from being into overbought territory. 125.50 is my target for the pound, and that will be accomplished. All of those targets to the upside will be accomplished in the currencies and the metals. If we continue to see a tear on the US dollar index, 100.5 is my support, but 100, that number is key. Is very, 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 very important key. As we come towards it, we'll see obviously movements, volatility, or fluctuation to the upside on the metals and the currencies and crude oil. But if we reach 100 by that time, and if we happen to break it, there will be major movements in those markets. Well, that's it for me today. Have a nice trading day. I'll see you tomorrow.